It's been a few months since my last tire wall update video, primarily because my camera that I was using took a dump on me. It hasn't been working, so I just haven't made any videos. Sorry about that. I'm using my iPhone now. But as you can see, I think the last video there wasn't any tires over here. I had a few rows started here, and that's all been completed and ready for the cement stucco fascia and reinforced tops. Also, this pretty much side of the stairway, well, the stairs, everything over here is pretty much done. I did have from last year, some things got really wet with a lot of rain, and I couldn't finish off that last two rows there, but they're all completed now. I'll kind of come up and navigate my way up the stairs here with the camera. Can't really, yeah, you can see. Now what I've done over here is tied into the foundation of the garage. Oops, sorry. There's rebar that's been drilled and set into the garage foundation, and reinforced. There's a rebar and mesh in that. I guess, for lack of a better word, a little bit of a footing there. And I did the same thing over here. We had some heavy rains. As you can see, everything's still pretty wet, muddy. And that's cement underneath there too as well. Drop these out. Uncover that. So again, reinforced and attached to the garage, and then we'll put the cement tops and faces and backs on. What I'm doing over here now, let's go to this other side. I'll go back down. Work my way up, because I'm around to the north side of the house now. As you can see, over here the tire wall is pretty much done. I do have a few more rows here on this second tier. This bottom tier wraps around, and I've started, because of my neighbor's fence line here, it's going to be difficult to be able to have enough room to put the concrete stucco fascia on there. So what I'm doing is kind of the same blocks that I'm using down on the 2 or 3 lower terraces. I'm using here on the first row, so those will run all the way up. You can kind of see I've kind of cleared things up here, staggering up, and then the first tire row here, step around here without tripping and breaking stuff. You can see right here the base tire, that'll be the first row of tires, and they'll go all the way up to the corner of the house up there. So what I've also completed over on this side is the foundation for the canyon and waterfall and river, so to speak. What I haven't dug yet is in this area here is going to be the pond. And you can see I've kind of cleared been storing some of the landscaping bricks and stuff that I've used in the past. This will be a bench seat, obviously, here. And you can see this is the mouth of the river and waterfall section that will come down into this pond. There is a water pipe, a supply line that's kind of buried right now. And you'll see it actually runs up behind everything. And you'll see it up there. It's under a plastic baggie to keep dirt out of it. But you can see there's going to be a series of waterfalling steps. And there'll be, like in this area here, when I build this up with concrete, there'll be a little bit of a reservoir back here that it's going to build up before the water continues to flow down. This is the highest portion of the actual waterfall right here. There'll be, again, a concrete lip, and to kind of hold water there a little bit before it cascades down and hits and comes into this little reservoir that I've mentioned down here before it continues down and flows down into the pond. at the top it kind of just meanders around a few times where it'll come out. Let me step up out of here. And they're under that plastic bag, or actually several plastic bags, and it's kind of duct taped down as the water supply line that runs all the way down. Now, as you can see, here's a drain that's behind the wall. I ran out of gravel and sand, so that hasn't been completed yet. And kind of where I'm standing right here on this marker, there was one more tire that goes here, and then the tire wall takes off, and it's going to meet up back there at the corner. The tires will sit right out in front of that corner and run across that way. And then there's the lower tier. But again, that's not finished. That's the height of it right there. You can see. So there's a few more tires that have to be put in there. And then that bottom will be built up. The rock will actually come up to the height of this lowest tire here. And for, let me step across here. You can see I'm also changing the elevation here. The first thing I'm doing is getting it flat. With the elevation of the back side of the tires, I'll come back here towards the house and turn around. So I'm making it level with the lower, the base of that last row of tires. Now I'll fill that in, but that's where I've got to put in the pump, or the filter system and all that for the waterfall and pond up in there, and that's kind of why that's dug out. There's also a marker for my conduit, my electrical conduit, to run the pump. Anyway, what's going to be done up here before I start laying the patio, the brick, you can see that stake with the orange on it, and one right here. That's marking the center line of my long French drain. And it's going to be a rather deep and wide French drain, and there's the 4-foot pipe that's wrapped in the filtration mesh. So it'll run from over there at the garage and all the way through, and then it'll, where the tire wall is, it will cut down and end up, and that lowest section down there is also going to be kind of a gravel pit French drain to get all of our gully washers. So what I'll do is, it's actually going to be, because I wanted the drain kind of away from the house and I wanted it away from the tire, so I kind of just split the difference. And that also won't interfere with my, I've got the third of 4 piers done. So that goes down to a footing that's, our frost line here is 42 inches. So that goes down to a 6-inch footing that's 18 inches square at 48 inches is the base of the footing, 6 inches thick, so the top of the footing is at 42 inches. That tarp is covering up the hole that I'm digging. You can kind of see the outline of another bucket right there. That's marking the location, the central point of where that pier will be, and I haven't finished digging that out to pour that yet. But what I want to do with this French drain is, once I get this leveled, it's actually going to slope from the tires towards this French drain and from the house towards the French drain. So I'll create a slope to channel the water from both the tire wall and the house to this large French drain. And it's going to be fairly wide, fairly deep, lined with landscaping fabric, the kind that lets water permeate. Lots of gravel, sand, with that tubing there running through it. So that's kind of what's coming on up here before we actually can start laying the brick. You see all the brick over there on the pallets. That will be laid down across here once this is all, the grade and the elevations have all been done, and then the sand and gravel and sand put on top for the patio to be laid. And that's the wood for the porch. That will be a 14 by 6-foot porch, basically, with steps that kind of wrap around this corner. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. And I know it's been a few months since I've posted one of these, and I apologize. Again, my camera took a dump on me. But that's where we're at. I'll try to keep you a little more up to date as we go along. Thanks for watching.